I'm Kyle Dwyer. I'm the owner and broker of Asset Hero Property Management, and today we're going to go over the make-ready process from an investor's standpoint and what that means. Make-readies, also known as the turnover, is one of the most expensive things for an investor. So that and vacancy. So that's why it's important that we're going to talk about this, because make-ready season for the Brazos County is generally in the July timeframe. So that's when most leases end because it coincides with the A&M schedule. So I wanted to talk about why it's important and what you can expect as an investor. Make-readies are the time period in which the tenant moves out and the new tenant moves in. During that time frame, it's what you're doing is trying to get the property ready, make ready. So ready for the new tenants to move in. So assess the property, deduct any itemization, damages from the previous tenants, and sending out the refund of the security deposit. So it can be a very hectic time for a property manager because they have multiple properties, and then having when the entire city is doing these make ready turns, vendor availability is also extremely limited. So prices for things naturally go up. So it's the same with supplies like paint. It's very difficult to get paint during the make-ready season. So you have to plan in advance for these things to make sure that you keep the costs down for your tenant and, for you as the owner for the things that you have to pay for. Real quick, I'm going to run through the expectations of a make-ready. So tenant moves out. They turn in their keys, say they're out. Now you have, generally with us, we have 7 to 10 day time frame to turn this property and get it ready. It seems like plenty of time, but again, when you have 450 properties, it's a little bit different. So, and again, having the vendors available to do that is crucial. So what you want to do is walk through this property, assess it, document it with photos, videos, whatever you need to do. The more documentation, the better. Every little nick you want to document because if you've been doing it properly, you should have documentation of what the property was like when these, the tenants that just moved in. So, and you're going to compare that. Anything beyond normal wear and tear is going to be a tenant charge. Knowing what normal wear and tear is there's a fine line there. Like for paint's a real tough one. What we do at Asset Hero is if a wall has more than 4 imperfections, and what we mean by that is anything larger, like a nail hole larger than a penny-sized nail, standard nail, that's considered normal wear and tear. Anything bigger than that, like, a TV mount or large screws, that's going to be beyond normal wear and tear. So if there's more than 4 of those on a wall, we consider that a tenant responsibility. What we do with that is paint corner to corner of that wall, because what I've learned in my career is touch-up paint just doesn't work, even if you have the exact same paint color. So we paint corner to corner to ensure that the entire wall looks pristine and good for the new tenant. So, but you got other things you got to look at. Cleaning, are all the light bulbs replaced? Is the air filter clean? Did they steam clean the carpets? Is everything ready for the new tenant? Because you want the property to be free of damage for when they move in. You want them to have a good experience, but also keep the costs down for the tenants who moved out if there is things beyond normal wear and tear. So you don't want to burn bridges. Once you itemize the property and you figure out what's going to be tenant charge, what's going to be your charge, now it's time to actually do it. So this is where that preparation comes in, to have the vendors in line and have the materials ready to get this done as soon as possible, to potentially have it ready before even the tenants, a few days early, because most tenants, especially college students, want to move in early. They always want to move in early. So once you do that, you schedule your vendor, you get them out there. Then you got to make sure that the work is actually done properly. During this time of year, again, it's hectic. So vendors are doing everything in their power to get this done, but things are always missed. So it's important to walk through the property once the vendor says it's complete, to ensure that it was actually, in fact, done to the way you specified. A lot of times they miss a few things, so you got to get them back out there. By that time, it's ready to go. So you just distribute your keys out to the tenants and go from there. So